Thank you, Gregory. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Yeah. And the second topic of the day is the non-rechargeable lithium batteries. Okay, it's a topic that has been presented several times. Some years ago was presential because of COVID. We presented online. Okay, so I'm happy to present again how it has evolved in the last year live. So, can you? Okay, sorry. This one. Okay. So as said before, we presented this in the STC workshop 2019. At that time, the situation was a little bit uncontrolled. Okay, so we decided to declare all projects, all installation as major. Okay, according to Part 21, and allowing reclassification path. Okay, this. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Yeah, and we propose some cases for this reclassification path. Very limited, okay, but this approach has been superseded, and it's alleviated somehow with the time and the new steps on the topic. Okay, in March 21, we presented online our plans. Okay, in the STC workshop. The first action we raised at that time was to include the special condition CRI in all CS25 TCDS. Okay, this activity is in progress. Okay, but in fact it's complete, except for the very old aircraft where there is no project, no modification, and we have not seen the need, because normally you can introduce this in the TCDS or on voluntary basis by the TC holder or through a project. Okay, so this is in progress because maybe you could find some old aircraft that is not, this CRI is not in the TCDS, okay, just for your awareness, but it is complete. Okay. So with the time, we gain more experience in testing activities. This is very important because we have been better understanding, the more and more the initiation method for thermal runaway, the traceability and the repetitivity of the test. We learn a lot, and so this was very good on the time. And in parallel, it has been popping up new equipment, DO227A compliant. Okay, that they get the ETSO or TSO or CAN TSO C142B. Okay, so with the Part 21 in our hands, we did an analysis, and we found some cases where the projects can be directly classified as minor. Okay, so this is, as I said before, is a relaxation in comparison with the 2019 approach, allowing the companies to evaluate on their own and do not need to come to EASA on this, because in the past it was mandated to come to EASA at least for asking for reclassification. So it was a lot of burden, a lot of work in both sides that we consider is not needed. So we will see this exhaustive list was under preparation in 2021. Now it's available now in the following slide. I will show afterwards. And this decision was going to be published in the EASA website through the frequently asked question. Now they were published, so it's available under this link. You can find, if you go to the EASA website, you can find easily. But of course, when you have some issues or you need some clarification, here is my name. I'm the focal point for this topic with the support of Maite Iñiguez, that is the senior expert on electrical system. Okay, so whatever you need, we are available, because sometimes it's not so straightforward topic. Okay. So the new approach, the direct minor classification, we detected 4 cases. Okay, the first one is when the battery has a capacity under 100 watt-hour. For the one you are doing picture, don't worry, but it's in the EASA website, so you can do it. Feel free, but just to let you know that it's there, it's available. So, and this time is easy to find, because I agree that some things is not so easy to find, but this one it's easy, okay? So, but feel free to make as much pictures as you want, don't worry. So the first case is battery capacity up to 100 watt-hour. That, to be honest, in the latest development for non-rechargeable, all I have seen is under watt-hour. Okay, for the D0227A ETSO C142B. Okay, when they are installed in the cabin, okay, in a fully enclosed area, so a typical example is a portable ELT. Okay, and no oxygen line, waterfall, or other flammable substances are in the same enclosure. Okay, and of course the battery is qualified to the latest standard, okay, ETSO C142B. This, if you buy the new equipments and you plan to install them, this allows you to classify your project as minor. Okay, it does not exclude, of course, to comply with the special condition that requests to do a zonal analysis, risk assessment, to evaluate the installation. Okay, so but this gives you a good example. The second case is the modification when the batteries are under 5 watt-hour and are ETSO C142B. This is typically for small batteries for clock counters for computers, backup batteries, and so on. Okay, if this equipment has been developed with the adequate level of qualification, these small batteries, okay, it can be classified minor too. Okay. The third case is the relocation. That we have a lot of discussion about relocation, because there are some old equipment and many companies came to us saying, no, but this was installed here, I'm just moving here and there. Okay, we don't want to promote the use of very old equipment that have been demonstrated as with non-adequate safety level. Okay, so we are, this point for me is very interesting, because it will help you a lot in the future, because when you install ETSO C142B equipment with no impact in the original safety assessment, and condition of the installation are not worse, okay, you can classify, of course, minor, okay, and do on your own. It means if you install one portable ELT in one overhead bin, ETSO C142B without no oxygen lines or flammable substances or whatever in the same enclosure, and you say, hey, I need to move here from here to there. In the past, with the approach of 2019, you will be obliged to come to EASA. We have to discuss and so on. Now you can relocate. You can do the analysis on your own. Okay, but it's important when there is no impact on the original safety evaluation. Okay, so this is, I think, is a very good case that we found. And the fourth case, and is the last we offer as direct minor classification, is a project requesting exemption to the special condition. These exemptions are described in the note 2. It's in the next slide. It's a little bit long, but I will try to give some clarity on that. And this note 2 is published on the EASA website since April 2021. Okay, the link is here available. Okay, but this minor is only limited to cosmetic change. Okay, because as you can see here, and I will see note 2 afterwards. Yeah, because this note 2 allows other cases for exemption when the applicant can demonstrate that making the change of the location or changing the part number or whatever is the change, if you have to demonstrate a substantial fire safety improvement. So it means if I have a very old equipment that is obsolete and I want to install another very old equipment, it's very difficult to demonstrate that you substantially improve the fire safety. Okay, so you cannot avoid the special condition. So this is why we limit as direct minor classification only the cosmetic changes. Okay, cosmetic change is in appearance only, or I mean, imagine you have one company that the logo is green and you do this aircraft change to a company that the logo is red and you have to change the colors, or something very limited for direct minor classification. Other cases that to clarify what we consider as major. Okay, as I said, this example A is the one I already presented. Is when you have to demonstrate the substantial fire safety improvement is not minor, because you have to come to EASA and present the data to demonstrate that. Okay. The B is exposed installation, even if the battery meets the ETSO C142B. Okay. One example, this ETSO C142B is not a block where nothing can happen. This ETSO allows to vent gases through the designated venting ports. Okay, so this is new. In the past, when this was not so much control on qualification side, it was allowed or to be evaluated some gases coming out from connectors or not from. There was not designated venting ports. Okay, so this the exposed installations means that there is no enclosure. So you can be, one example is in the cabin crew rest area. If you install one ELT there that is exposed, in case of have a thermal runaway inside this equipment, there will be hot gases vented and can create some burns in the crew, for example. Okay, so this is why some data is expected, and this is major. We have to discuss about the installation. No, we have several cases, and for example, we found we asked it the test, and we show how the equipment bends, and the gases if it comes in a soft way or are very in a hard way. So depending on that, we created a safety perimeter and we allowed the installation. Okay, but it was done through a major change because according to Part 21, it will be hazardous. Okay, it will create some damage on the people. Of course, other important is copy installation. This is clearly major because we have to be very cautious with the toxicity of the gases and the distance to the pilots and so on, because it can create a big hazard in the aircraft. So this is major. And the installation in an inaccessible area, because of course, typically inaccessible are the fixed ELTs, and the zonal analysis has to be performed very, very carefully, and the damage to wires or other parts. You know, I have seen, for example, some examples where the people, the company tried to install some equipment near batteries, you know, in an inaccessible area. Of course, this will be very dangerous, and we have to discuss which are the mitigation means, protections, and so on. So this is the note 2. Sorry, because it's a lot of text, but I try to copy to keep it for you. So we sorry. So there are 3 cases where this note 2 can be applicable. Be aware that this note 2 can be applicable only when the CRI special condition has not been applied, was not in the TCDS in the past. So once the CRI special condition is applied to one aircraft, this note is not applicable. Okay. So this, of course, we apply to all change installation. If you install a new battery part number or you change dramatically the environment, you can, it applies. Of course, instead, as I said before, if the design change can be considered cosmetic. Okay? To all relocated, that we talked before about that, you know, step if the relocation is demonstrated to improve the safety of the occupants. Okay? And it's important, the word substantial, we discussed quite a lot internally, because we received some application where they say, no, but this is a little bit better or more or less the same. No, we want to, or you present a substantial fire safety improvement, or the special condition applies. Okay, when we improve, we want to improve to the adequate level of safety. Okay? And this is very interesting. The third one, I have one dedicated slide that we can see afterwards, because we have discussed with this was generic, and I will present you some examples that falls under the perimeter of this third bullet. Okay, that is when the battery installation are affected by a design change, okay? Even if the battery is not affected by the change. So it means there are changes in the ambient temperature or pressure environment, or you install, for example, new oxygen lines inside the aircraft near batteries. You know, this is very important because it's an exercise, is not always done, okay? And I mean, when you install one STC, you are expected to know very well the aircraft and to understand what was already installed. And we have to be sure together that we don't bring new hazards into the aircraft, okay? So, and this is applicable as a step in the design change, improve the safety, okay? Of course, when the applicants intend to justify that this special condition is not applicable, despite it could be cosmetic, or, you know, despite you come to EASA or you declare as minor, in all cases, the applicant is expected to generate the evidences, okay? So you cannot get together and say, I think this is the note 2, so okay, let's go. No. We need a document, you know, and the DOA will review that. So the evidences shall be generated, shall exist, and shall justify why this exclusion has been applicable, okay? And of course, this assessment shall consider the battery thermal runaway effects, okay? And as I said before, address proximity of the battery to occupants, critical system, structures. You know, it's a complex analysis, of course, depending on the installation, but it could become complex. Or, I mean, if you install one portable ELT, one overhead bin that is empty, I think it's quite straightforward. So it depends, okay? But it could become complex. So about this note 2, we were discussing, we have some cases where the applicant came and say, it's not clear if we can or we cannot, you know, and for me, this is the third bullet, okay, I copy in this slide. The important word for me is they are affected by a design change, okay? Of course, if you have a very complex avionics system where you have I don't know, a diode that is obsolete and you need to change this diode, okay? And this equipment contains non-rechargeable lithium battery, we are not going to make you to redesign absolutely the whole equipment, go through qualification, you know, but it will take a lot of time, a lot of money, and on our view, it makes no sense, okay? So we allow to consider this as not affected when the change of this diode or the change or software in the point B, you know, or the surrounding environment, you know, when you can demonstrate that there is no impact, okay? So if I change the diode A by diode B, and it's the same function, of course, it's not affecting the lithium battery. So of course, you don't need to apply special conditions to the battery that maybe was there since 20 years, okay? So we discussed these cases, and sometimes it's just administrative or some software change, database update, okay? These changes, when they are not affecting, for example, the consumption of the battery when requested, or some function in the aircraft, in the equipment, if you can assess, you know, in the document that there is no impact on the battery itself, we allow to use this note 2 third bullet exclusion. Okay, I think this is important. Of course, you can have cases that are borderline. We are open to discuss. Okay, but just to let you know that these cases exist. Okay, and I mean, we are not. We want to keep commensurate. Okay, no, not asking things that makes no sense so far. So, of course, as I said before, this reclassification path that we offer in 2019, we didn't invent. It's in Part 21. So this is in the frequently asked question. This is a question extracted from there, and you have always the possibility to come to us and say, hey, my case does not fit these cases you are presenting. I have this, and I consider with the Part 21 in my hands that it is major, no more than major. So I want you to reclassify this project. You are always welcome to come, but we did an effort, okay, to try to set the basis to avoid this as much as possible, to keep this as exceptional, okay? But anyhow, you are always allowed to come to us. So the midterm plan, this is in the frequently asked question that EASA, I mean the industry and authorities, we have been working together to improve this DO227, that is the MOPS for non-rechargeable lithium battery. So we have we created this DO227A, that is the last available, and the TSOs, CAN-TSO and ETSOs calls to these MOPS. Okay, so what EASA intends is that every single non-rechargeable lithium battery in the future shall be compliant with ETSO C142B, okay? Or at least, because ETSO is not mandatory, at least they are compliant with the MOPS, DO227A. Okay, this is our expectation. But to go for that resolution, the entry into force date, we cannot set today because you are aware that developing this equipment takes time and it's a lot of effort. So so we are waiting to be sure that we don't mandate to install a dedicated part number. Imagine there is only one fixed ELT in the market and we go for this solution, we will impose you to install this, and we cannot do that. Okay, this is somehow will be illegal for us. So on our side, so we are taking time to be sure the equipments are ready and are available for you. Okay, I can tell to you that this equipment availability is growing, but of course development takes time, and it's, from my point of view, it's a bit slower than expected. So yeah. For this point, I think it's important to, I didn't write in the slide, but for the companies that works with FAA and plan to validate their projects, that probably are many of you, and we are facing sometimes problems with this. So far, we are accepting still this ETSO C142A plus a risk assessment, okay, an evaluation. For simple cases, we are still accepting that. FAA officially not, okay? So, I mean, if you plan to work with FAA and to validate your project, please pay attention on that. There are AC's draft published by FAA. It's the 20-192. It's a draft, but I mean, I don't know what happened. It's draft since 6 years, I think. But they consider this draft a consolidated version so far. So please have a look on that if you have this in your plans. Okay. So, and this is just information. This is just for information. It's the last one. Just information. DO227B is under preparation. Okay, it's in the final phase before sending for public consultation a second time, because it was already sent in public consultation last September. And I mean, the main work is to correct some inconsistencies in the DO227A, clarify structure, and to improve some items. So you will, you will be aware. Keep an eye on that. It will be published probably next month. So if you want to make comments, probably not. But just to be aware that this will be sooner or later available, and the ETSO will call to this standard in the midterm. Okay, so that's all on my side. Thank you for your attention. You have comments. Sorry, there is not much time, but I think we have time for some questions still.
Thank you very much, Fernando. Yeah. As always, very good. We have not much time. So I would propose that we take perhaps first one question from the audience, if there is one. No? Okay, so we have two questions from Slido. Mm-hmm. Is it a new rule-making road to use frequently asked questions on our website? No. Part 21 EMC / guidance material. What is the legal value of such frequently asked questions?
Yes, this is a good question. Of course not. Okay, the legal value is part 21. Okay, part 21 applies. So what we include in the frequently asked question is a guidance to guide you on the classification and what are our expectations. Okay, because we detected that was completely unclear. And I mean, in this same forum, some years ago, we have a lot of questions, and we detected that it was needed to clarify this approach. So we clarified in 2019, and now we relax the approach, and we are just guiding. Okay, but the legal frame is part 21. Okay.
So last chance for someone from the audience. No. Okay, so we have another question from Slido, and then we can go over to the next presentation. So if you take a large rotorcraft of CS29 without in the TCDS, the special condition reference, would then the installation of mission equipment, in particular medical equipment with internal battery, major change, so internal lithium battery, a major change? Can you answer that systematically? Because
it depends. I think you have to go to the cases presented, and it depends if it fits to some of them or not. Simply like that. But I mean, when the CRI is not in the TCDS, you know, for sure we have to raise a CRI for that. So in this case, I will say it's always major, because there is the need to raise a CRI special condition for that project. But sometimes these medical equipments, just to give you some, because I have worked on some of these projects, sometimes the applicant decide to install this battery through operational rules because it can be extracted. So this all I have explained is for batteries that makes part of the configuration of the aircraft. Okay, because when the battery can be extracted from the aircraft and does not make part of the configuration, it's like if you bring your mobile. You know, you introduce lithium batteries in the aircraft every day, you know, and it's treated under operational rules. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Fernando.